in the house of God. David remembered the days of old. I wish I had a praying church. Amen. He said, then his soul was poured out of him. In other words, he melted away. Amen. And the thought of his heart was broken. He poured out his soul within himself in sorrow. In other words, David began to remember how he used to pray and go to the house of the Lord. Saints of God, you ought to have a longing for God. Oh, I wish I had a praying church. I didn't travel all the way to the council just to get a temporary incitement. Amen. My soul desire to hear from on high. Come on and say yes. Lord, help me on this message. Amen. David said, when I remember these things, when I think of the goodness of the Lord, amen, I poured out my soul within me. And so David now, he began to talk to his soul. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, you need to have a soul talk. Oh, y'all ain't praying with me. David said, why art thou cast down, oh my soul? In other words, why art thou disquieted in me? David began to talk to his soul. He says, why, soul, are you cast down? David knew his soul was not responding to God like it once used to. And when your soul, children of God, is a little reluctant to respond to God, or to express its feeling to God as it once did, rather than you asking somebody else what is the problem, you need to talk to your soul. Y'all ain't praying with me. So here the writer addresses the problem that is felt within himself. Sometimes we are going all around about instead of going right to the source. In other words, you're talking to everybody else. Why don't you just talk to yourself and say, soul, what's a matter, soul? Lord, help me on this thing. When your soul is not engaged to worship toward God, there is something wrong, children of God. When there is no desire found in your soul to express it toward God, you can be sure that something is wrong. Y'all come on and pray with me. David, he had a soul conversation. He said, soul, why art thou cast down? Why art thou disquieted within me? This is what you call a soul talk. Saints of God, you need to talk to your own soul. Don't you wait until you go to church and talk to someone else. But you talk to your soul. When you can hold a meeting with your own soul and find out what's a matter, soul. Y'all ain't praying with me. You need to talk to your soul. Hey, you need to say, soul, has God fell short concerning his promise, soul? Has God stopped being instant and helping in the time of trouble? Soul, what's the matter, soul? Has God withdrawn himself from you? What's the matter, soul? Has God held back his peace? What's the matter, soul? Has God turned a deaf ear unto your cry? You need to say, soul, what's the matter, soul? If your soul is not spiritually responding to God like it should, who is better to It says, soul, what's the matter, soul? Why art thou so disquieted in me? Saints of God, his sorrow was upon a good account, yet it must not exceed in due limit, nor prevail to deprive his spirit. David had made up in his mind, I got to have a soul talk. I got to acquaint myself with my soul. Church, it's time for you to talk to your soul. It's not the bishop's job. It's not your pastor's job. It's your job to talk to your soul. Say, Lord have mercy. Talk to your soul. Soul, you're not acquainted with Bible study like you used to be. Soul, you're not singing in the choir like you used to. Soul, you're not attending church like you used to. Soul, what's the matter?